What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new vlog. As you can tell, we are no longer in Nashville, Tennessee because we are in Kyoto, Japan. So for the next 5 weeks or so, we're going to be in Japan, and when I say we, I mean Nancy and myself. And luckily she's agreed to be on the vlog again, so she'll be making a rare appearance later in the vlog. But anyway, we're here for the next 5 weeks or so because of several reasons. Number one, I have to be in Kyoto to film for the upcoming advanced course that I'm doing with Bonsai Empire. We're going to be taking you guys all around the city and showing you some of the historical sites and the gardens that are related directly to bonsai. The second reason that I'm here is because I'm going to help prepare for the Gafu-Ten. We're going to be going back to kouka-en later this week to start working on some of the trees there in preparation for the upcoming Kokufu, which is in just a couple of weeks from now. And then the third reason that I'm here is because Nancy and I are going to be running a bonsai tour for the Kokufu itself. So we're going to be having 24 people from I think 8 different countries around the world. They're all going to be meeting us here in Japan. We're going to be going to Kyoto, Osaka, Tokyo, Omiya, so all over the country, seeing bonsai, seeing the best gardens, and I'm going to take all of you guys along for that ride as well. But for right now, for this very first morning, what we're going to do is head directly over to Miyako-mese and see the Gafu-Ten Shohin Bonsai exhibition. So let's head out and check it out. So for those of you who don't know, I lived in Osaka for a long time doing my apprenticeship down at kouka-en, and for about 3 years while I was doing my apprenticeship, I actually moved up to Kyoto. It was when Nancy and I were dating, so I moved up here. So I spent about 3 years here, and I would commute down to the nursery on a daily basis. But Kyoto is my favorite city in the entire world, and I'm really excited to be back here for the next few weeks. So I want to show you guys some of my favorite spots around the city. So Kyoto is what's called a bonchi, which is basically like a valley. So you've got mountains on the north side, the west side, and the east side. It's open to the south down towards Osaka, but because it's like a valley here, it's basically sort of a little microclimate. So it actually snowed last night, and the ground is super slippery right now. But because it's a valley like this, it traps in all of the cold air and the humidity in the winter, so it's extremely cold in comparison to other places just outside of the general Kyoto area. And then of course in the summer you get the same effect with the heat, traps all the heat in here. So it's usually several degrees warmer in the city of Kyoto during the summer, several degrees colder in the winter than the surrounding areas. So it is bone-chillingly cold today, and that's why I'm gonna head directly over to the Gafu-Ten and get inside.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break from the show and head just around the corner here from the exhibition hall to a place called Heian Jingu. Now this place is very obviously Chinese influenced, so a lot of the architecture that came over during the Heian period was directly from the Chinese mainland. So this is basically a replica of that particular type of architecture. So the garden here in the front is actually just a big open space. This was pretty typical of Heian period architecture, but when we get inside here, I'll show you what this looks like. This was the precursor to what you see as modern or standard Japanese gardens all over Japan at this particular point. As you can see right behind me here, this is that big open area right here. Now eventually over time, this open area would have shifted and become an actual garden itself. So there's a really cool book called the Sakuteki, which is basically the first gardening manual ever written. It was written around the year 1100, and it details a lot of the specifics of how these particular gardens would have been built, and then that influenced the way that gardens were built into the future in Japan. So I recommend that you check that out if you've never heard of it before. So the Shohin show obviously went really well. They had a lot of really beautiful trees on display there. So it was a pleasure to see that again. And right now though, Nancy and I are going to head over to one of our favorite restaurants in Kyoto. It's one that we haven't been to in a really long time. It's a place called Hana Tanuki, but they specialize in something called Okonomiyaki, which basically translates to the thing you like burned or the thing you like cooked. So what the heck is that? Well, I'll show you guys as soon as we get over to the restaurant. So this is Okonomiyaki. It's basically cabbage that's chopped up with some egg, and then you've got different kinds of meat in it. So in this one we've got pork, in this one we've got joint meat. And you put a little bit of brown sauce on top of that, and then of course you put mayonnaise on top of that. So it's a local delicacy here, and they've actually thrown some soba noodles on here too, which makes it what's called modern yaki or modern yaki, they call it here. So we're gonna dig into this. It's been 8 months since I've had one of these, and I cannot wait to bite into this. So let's try it out.
We see each other, but our eyes never meet. A big city with a small town scene. What can I do when you stand beside me? I'm just waiting in line for a slice of bulgogi.
Good morning everybody, welcome back to a brand new day here in Kyoto, Japan. Very excited about today because today I'm going all the way back down to Osaka to visit kouka-en for the first time in about 7 or 8 months. I'm really excited to see Fujikawa-san and Mayoko-san of course, and of course I'm going to show you guys what new trees are at the shop. Unfortunately first though I have to bear a long train ride packed in like a sardine all the way down to Osaka, so hopefully it won't be too bad, but I think it'll be worth it once we get to the shop, so let's head out. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ohayou. It is so good to be back here at kouka-en amongst all of the beautiful trees, and as I said earlier, I was expecting everything to be completely different, and it is. So we've got a lot of the mainstay trees that are still here, of course, a lot of the customers' trees that we keep on this side of the nursery, but we've got a ton of new material here that Fujikawa-san has brought in over the last few months in preparation for the kokufu. So I want to take you inside and show you some of the trees that we've got indoors right now protecting from the frost so that they don't turn a weird color before we take them up for the kokufu. So let's head in and check those out. So every year before the Kokufu, we always move all of our conifers that we're going to be taking up for the sales area or for the show itself into this room right here. I mentioned this in a vlog exactly 1 year ago, but this year we've got so many more conifers and we've actually filled up the entire room here, which is really cool. So there's some fantastic trees in here, some trees that I worked on years ago that have come back to the nursery, and then of course some brand new stuff. So let's make a loop around and check that out. So check this out. This is a kangumi. It's an Elaeagnus pungens or silverberry. This is probably the best silverberry I have ever seen in my entire life. It's essentially perfect. Perfect movement, perfect taper, no scarring on the trunk, absolutely gorgeous. So that does it for this particular vlog. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please like and subscribe down below. And again, if you're interested, you can pick up some of our merch at bjornbjorholm.com/merch. We really appreciate all of your support with that. And I'm gonna leave you guys at the end of this vlog with a montage of trees here around Kouka-en. So thanks again for checking it out. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.